Sometimes when faith is hard to get, I kind of would fall back on, well, if I lose, it's not going to get much worse than this. I'm already at the bottom. There we go. So at 14, at that point in time, I was working multiple jobs. I was flipping Pokemon cards, and I was selling Pokemon cards for like $80 a card. I should have kept them because now they're worth about $20,000 a card. Comic books, video games, selling candy at school, doing all these different things to make money. And I kind of came to the idea that, it would have been nice to not have to sell the things that I liked collecting. And two, it would have been nice to be able to, not have to work so much to make money if there was ways to make money faster or better. So then I learned that I heard that you could buy real estate as a person. And for me, that was mind blowing, that you could own real estate, that you could own a big apartment complex. I thought it was only for governments and big corporations. So that was mind blowing to me that the ability's out there. And then I found out that the government will give you 80% of the money and you only put down 20%. And a third party will pay you to borrow it and you get to keep the spread. So for me, I was like, why doesn't a person do this 100 times? Why would they only get one? It was such a solution to so many problems. So that was just this big aha moment that just made me go on this pursuit to learn everything I could about how does this work? Because if people are making it work, how can I make this work? And that's when I started my deep dive.
So just for clarification purpose, you're talking about doing an 80-20 loan where you put down 20% down payment, but the government doesn't actually give you the other 80%. You can get a Fannie Mae or a government-backed loan for the difference, just for clarification purpose. I don't want to.
Yeah, so when I say government loan, I have a mortgage company today, and most loans are Fannie Freddie loans, which are quasi-governmental. So it's not coming directly from the government, but these are subsidized loans. For today, like let's say market rate 30-year mortgage is about 3%. The reality is a street value alone will be about 4.5% if you're going to non-government subsidized loan. So yeah, you're right. It's not actually from the government, but it's a quasi-governmental organization that's subsidized guaranteed by the government.
Right. So let me ask you a question. That realization that you could do this, obviously, you probably in your country, it's a state-owned. Most of the assets, most of the housing, most of the buildings are owned by the government or by large corporations. Is that correct? Is that the case? So you had developed this mindset that maybe you could own a house, or if you were lucky, but you were never able to own a building or an apartment complex or a high rise or anything like that. And
it would be very rare, and normally a government official partner with you. Now, my grandparents did have a large farm and lots of land, but we were third world rich. We were comfortable in the sense of having land and having a farm, growing your own food. But then what would happen is the people of that country, and I think many people, let's just say, no matter what third world country you're from, what happens is if you don't make it into college, because all colleges are usually government owned. So if you didn't score high enough, you don't get to go to college. So if you don't go to college because you scored high enough and you don't have a family that owns land or has a business, you're not really having an opportunity to grow. And what would then happen is you would just live on your family's land and just be a hand. So opportunities were very limited in that sense. And then loans in most third world countries, you're putting down 50% down on a property if they do have loans available. In the sense that, and they're also not lower interest rates. Maybe they're very high interest rates as well. So the barrier to entry into college, barrier to entry into home ownership, land ownership, or investing is very hard, compared to America's the land of opportunity, it's a little easier.
So it's literally, America is literally the land of opportunity.
Exactly. Because you get a chance, right? What people misunderstand is this is the land of opportunity. It's not the land of handouts. This is the pursuit of happiness. This doesn't even guarantee your happiness. happiness. You get to pursue your happiness. You get the chance to go for it. That's the interest. That's the nice part of it, where as a minority, as a person coming from a land that doesn't have as many opportunities, you get to see the benefits and values. You know, you get to really understand the American dream.
Yeah, I think we're able to appreciate it, right? We're able to appreciate the fact that there's opportunities that were not available in our country. Therefore, you wonder, why isn't anybody else looking at this? You know, it's almost, for us, it's a gold rush, right? And for others, they take it for granted. And you know, I had very similar experiences like you. You know, I saw very early on that, yeah, my father worked 12, 14 hours a day. But I also quickly realized that working 12, 14 hours a day, doing a menial job, okay, was not going to get my father out of poverty ever. He was never going to be able to save money. He was never able to do a lot of the things that perhaps he wished he would have been able to do, because he lived in what I call a continuous, persistent pursuit of survival states. You know, from hand to mouth and mouth to hand. And that was it. There was never left over for anything else. So with that in mind, how did you learn? Because one of the things that I want to, in this episode, I want people to usually take your knowledge, your experience, how can they apply it? If somebody today is a young man or a young woman that is interested in breaking that dysfunctional cycle, that social conditioning, and maybe look for other opportunities. Maybe they're stuck in a rut and they don't know how to get out. How did you begin to identify problems? What is the process? What should people do out there that are looking to improve their life?
So I would say, one, gratitude. So when Gary Vee says gratitude, it's hard to kind of hear him when he says that. But first, you have to be able to have gratitude and appreciate what you do have, because you do have something. And when you have that gratitude, is a good place to be able to move forward from. When you're going, if someone came to you, Peter, and they were like, Peter, you got to give me this opportunity, and they were ungrateful, they just were demanding it in a way, and as if they needed a handout, that mindset doesn't really give you the opportunity for growth and opportunity to get blessed, right? When you're coming from a place that I'm thankful for what I have and I'm pursuing for better, it is easier to grow. So first, gratitude. And then the next thing I would say is love what you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing. Gamify it if you have to. Because everything I was doing, I was having fun doing it. I really enjoyed the chance to even make money. The fact that I could work and make money, I thought that was amazing. And if I could work and save up my money, and I thought it was growing my savings bigger and bigger, I thought that was amazing. The opportunity to buy something or invest in something, flip it, I just thought it was a lot of fun. And I dug deep into it. So in the same idea where like a musician will play music, listen to music and analyze, styles, 100 hours a week, no one questions that. And it's what their passion is. The same aspect, you got to apply it to whatever your passion is, whatever you're trying to develop yourself in. Because when you have that passion, you have that knowledge, the skill, and when you have that appreciation, all of that grows. And the last part is you need to have faith, right? You have to have faith that things will work out, will get better. And sometimes when faith is hard to get, I kind of would fall back on, well, if I lose, it's not going to get much worse than this. I'm already at the bottom. So you're not going to go much lower than this. So that was something that I tried to break down my own psychology, the saying, to thine self be true. Then you can kind of understand what you're thinking, why you're thinking it, and you can pursue more.